Well, hello, folks, and how are you today? You guys seem to enjoy the video on this quite unusual lamp. I have a slight update. I found more markings. We'll go through them. I also have some other very unusual paraffin lamps. So we'll move these three to one side because we have a job to do with this one, what we did the other day. And that is fit a new wick. Because I put the old one back in because I was too impatient to wait for a new one. So I'll put some Fablon down on the cloth just in case we get paraffin spills, it won't soak in. And we'll put a new wick in. So we'll move these and get a wick on this one. We'll get this one lit up and then I'll show you around these bad boys. And your question is, tell me what they are, what they're for. Anyhow, we'll get to them in a little bit. So guys, first things we're going to do is take the burner out of this girl and see if... Look at that. Oh, the burner pops out as well. Here we go. Right. This does have a little bit of paraffin in it, so this old wick, a lot of you would say leave it, but I'll tell you for why. It was very frayed, so I had to cut a piece off the outside of it so I could get it back in. So this is not an ideal wick by a long shot. So we're just going to grab it. There we go, that's out. So our old wick, as you can see by the shape of that it isn't right, because I had to trim up that side with a pair of scissors. It's all manky and frayed, and it's not really coming through the, it's not really coming through the burner straight, shall I say. It's all dodgy. So I've ordered what I think is the right size wick. This bit was actually about the right length. There we go. We can always go a trifle longer. There you go. Don't matter if there's a bit coiled up in the bottom, do it. There we are. Now, I can't remember what size this wick was now. Something's telling me that's 5/8. I could have got some sharper scissors, shouldn't I? You'd ride bare arse to London on them. Anyhow, well, that actually give us about the right shape on the top with the dome, look. So we need to feed this bit of wick in. Have I bought the right size? This should, if I've done it correctly. Oh, that looks too wide. How can this be too wide? Right, are any of you guys experts at fitting wicks into lamps? Do you have to like singe the end up just to get all the stragglers off? I don't know. Oh, that seems to have tidied the end up a bit. Stop burning, you bugger. Oh, I think that's going to go, guys. So we've got to try and feed this wick up here a bit until... Come on. As you can tell, I'm no expert wick installer. Aha! It's pulling it up. Is that going to get that through there? Oh, it's gone stiff. Do you feed these in from this way, or do you go in from the top and downwards? I don't know. Maybe we go from the top downwards. I wouldn't have thought so, though. And it's really knurled this end up. Let's singe this other end. And just see if we can get this wick to go through. Right. There's definitely no obstruction through there. I will just get a pokey tool. Bear with while I just go behind you and grab a couple of little pokey tools. There's an old bit of wick stuck in there, up the side. Now, I didn't tell you, did I? You know the old paraffin work lamps? Look at all that coming out of there. The old red ones with the hook on the top. Well, my grandfather, dear Grandad Kenny, he worked for Norfolk County Council for about 55 years. And he didn't start driving till Grandad was well into his 50s, mid-50s I was, before he even got a driving licence. Well, he had a few manual jobs he used to do. Number one was he used to go out, they used to take him, drop him off with nothing, just a shovel, and they'd take him about 12 miles from the base, drop him off in the morning, and he'd walk back, digging out the back drains as he went, you know, the drainage ditches. That was one of the jobs he did for damn years. They'd take him to a different place every day, about 12 miles away, and he'd walk 12 miles home, you know, digging out these drains. But another job he had, I think, look at that. Oh, that's gone through there lovely now, look. Another job he had was these paraffin road lamps. When they was constructing the North Lynn bypass around Kings Lynn, it took about 4 years to build that 4 mile section of bypass. And one of Grandad's jobs was to light all the paraffin lamps. And I think he said there was about 600 of the damn things. And he'd have to do it all on a bicycle with a trailer with paraffin. And he had an old bicycle with a little flat trailer, and he said he used to carry 10 gallon of paraffin on there, 2 5-gallon drums. And his job would be, he'd have to walk up the road in the morning with his bicycle, and he'd have to take all the burners out of the lamps, trim the wicks, fill them with paraffin, light them, put them back together. And he'd have to do that, 600 lamps, 300 up one side, back down the other. And that used to take him nearly all day, and he'd have to do that about every 4 days when the lamps run out of paraffin. So that was one of my granddad's jobs. They don't do things like that no more, do they? We don't get people work like that anymore. I mean, they wouldn't have it these days. Ridiculous, isn't it? But yes, that was just 2 of Grandad's jobs. And he said when they used to go grit spreading in the frosty weather, there'd be him and another bloke standing on the back of a flatbed scammel, I think he said it was. And the driver would keep driving forward, and Grandad and his mate would have to actually shovel the salt and spread it onto the road from the back of a truck. That was when men were men. I, for one, couldn't physically even do that. And I don't think a lot of people could anymore. They were a different breed back then, weren't they? Right, this manky bit of wick. Right, let's get this new bit of wick. I think she's long enough. She's coming out, so let's get her back in. We'll need to give that a few minutes to soak. Get back in there, you son. There you go, she's in. All right, let's lock this burner back in. There we are. So yes, what have I learned about this lamp? Well, I have learned that the bit of writing what I couldn't make out on it, once I actually got my eyewear on and hooked the peepers on it, here it is stamped in the top, New York, USA, which is good. It puts this lamp before 1931, quite a bit before. Like we suspected, we think it's 1917. It could even be earlier than that, but I don't think so, because I think the factory was in New York from 1631. So very good. Right, we'll hang on to that bit of cloth there, because there's nothing wrong with it. Right, we've got to leave that to do its thing. But yes, thank you very much for not criticising me for painting this. Like I said, I didn't really realise how rare or unusual that was, or I might not have slapped old paint on it, but there you go. It saved it. Yeah, what are the plans for it? Like I said in the last video, I did plan on taking it to the rallies and having it lit, but no, I'm not going to risk that thing being chucked in the back of a camper van, or I don't suppose it'd happen, someone picking it up and walking off with it, because I think that is quite a valuable lamp. But we're going to get on to one of these others. Now, you got a sneak peek of this the other week. If you was eagle-eyed enough, you'd seen it on Swaffham Auction. And I think I did very quickly scout over that I'd got it, said there'd be a video on it. Well, this could be part of the video. But what is it? This is my question to you. This is quite a large one. And we have two opening doors. One here. And this one. Right, I've turned the salt lamp off behind us. Here is this lamp. And if I turn my little LED candle on, you can see we have a sort of orange-yellow door this side, and this side is like, well, red. So my question to you is, what is this lamp? What was it used for? So, yeah, I'll show you around the construction of this. It is quite heavy. Unfortunately, we're missing a burner and a reflector out of there. Unfortunately, they're gone. But this lamp, someone's used this as a candle base, because this side of it is covered in candle wax. Look at that. That's all candle wax down there. So somebody has had this as a candle stand. But it's a lovely tin lamp. We have a pressed fuel tank in the bottom there. And this is quite a large one. I also have another one, a smaller one. I'll show you the back of this. I'm not going to show you the front, because that's actually got a brass plate with a name on. And if you see that brass plate, you'll just Google what it is. That's no fun. I'm going to leave it to you guys to drop in the comments what these lamps are. This one is the same as this one, but it doesn't have the name on the front. So I'll show you the name on this, or I'll show you the front of this, beg your pardon. This one, I can show you, it's got a red lens in it. Red only, just one door. Now this one, we open up, the little pin is broke, but I can get this to hold up. So poking the little stay in and locking it down, because there's a little lock nut. I need to put a new pin in there. And then this one opens, but we're unfortunately missing a piece of glass out of here. So we're a bit of glass, coloured glass, missing out of that one. And then here we have a red light in that one. And there's meant to be a bit of orange glass in this one. And unfortunately, that's missing. This lamp is complete. don't know if it works. Never had paraffin in it. This one, I believe, has a little bit of paraffin in it. So we're going to try and light this one up so you guys can see exactly what it is. So let me come round here and we'll see if we can get a little flame out. There we go. That one has got the reflector. And if you shut the door, you'll see there's a red light. And there's meant to be an orange one go on the outside. Come on, my door is jammed up. So there we are. Let me turn all the lights out. There we go. Let me turn the studio light out. There we are. So you can now see that that is glowing nice and red. But what are those lamps? While we're at it, let's see if the other one, let's turn my little LED out. That's distracting. All right, let's see if this lamp has soaked up the paraffin yet. I don't know if it has or hasn't. Maybe not. I know some of you... Oh, look at that. Some of you guys did want to see this working the other day. Crikey. We got a flame now. There we go. We had the wick too high. So there we are. Oh, yes. So you're seeing us. Come on. I don't think she's quite pulled the paraffin up yet. She's flickery. We maybe didn't give her long enough. But there we go. She's evened out. She's there. But here we are. Here are our lamps. So, I hope you're enjoying them. I would like you to tell me what this lamp is here. I absolutely love this thing. We're giving out a nice bit of light. It is very pleasant. Oh, yes, and if you turn her up a bit, it's actually lighting the room up. I mean, I've got the curtains drawn. It's getting dark outside, so you can see without the studio lights, it's quite dark in here. But there we are. This is our paraffin lamp collection. We'll show you around these in a little bit more detail. Get you right in so you can have a detailed look. Let's get some proper lighting back on. I think I can reach down there and do that. There we go. Right, studio lights are back on. Here is our little red lamp. I'll get you in so you can have a proper look at this. These are very nice. Now, when I bought this original one, this one here, off the auction, me and Rachel, we were very intrigued as to what these were. And it took many, many hours of Rachel Googling to finally find out what these are for, what they are. Now, initially, I thought these were some form of handheld railway signal lamps. I got the handle, that's hot. It's got the handle on the back. So we have a handle to physically carry it with, the little paraffin filler cap there. This door closes down to totally blank the light out. And we thought, are these like wartime handheld train signals, where that's a red signal and you close this one and it goes to green? There you go, that's shut. And this is so people couldn't see it from above. Maybe aeroplanes for the war. We didn't know. So, what are these guys? They are made of pressed tin. Again, we have a moulded tank in the bottom. The bottom of the tank doesn't come off to my knowledge. This one is a very much larger one. we can have a look in there. So you've got your red door there, your orange door here. So these are, see, red through there, orange through there. What is going on with that lamp down there? Oh, there, it's gone out. Never mind. I think I had the wick too low, or we didn't have enough paraffin. But there we go. That's inside the lamp. Like I say, unfortunately, there's meant to be a burner drop in there. What's missing? Oh, that's away again. What is going on with the little lamp? Have I not got enough wick through? I haven't got a clue what's happening there, guys. I don't quite know what's going on. Why have we got sparks dropping out of the top tube? Did she pick up a bit too much? I don't know. That air function's obviously working. Anyhow, say this one is missing the burner and the reflector. But if we look closely, there we go. If we look closely in this one, you can see what it's meant to look like. There is the little burner in there, the little reflector in the back there. Again, blow molded, very nice. This one here, which I don't want to show you the front of because that'll spoil it. What I can do is, I can maybe keep my hand over the sticker. This one has a single red door, and you can see it's got a make written on the burner, and this has got a porcelain burner. So this one, you say, red light, very nice lamp. It's had a repair on the bottom, unfortunately, but these are quite scarce, you know, quite hard to get hold of. You know, we had to search high and low online to pick up these two. But they all have the same handle design on the back. All three of them have the handles on the back. There we go. So, what are these guys? What were their purpose? What were they used for? There we are. Very nice little lamps. It seems like inadvertently I seem to have inadvertently got into collecting obscure paraffin lamps now. We seem to have gone from Tilly's to paraffin lamps. Update on the Tilly's. When I bought this one, which is warm, it also come with two Tilly's. We do have to do them. A buddy of mine, Stuart, come down from Essex. What's going on here? Yeah, a buddy of mine come down from Essex to see me, and we didn't have this burner clipped in properly. I wonder if that's something to do with that. Yeah, he come down from Essex to see me, and he bought me quite a few goodies. This burner is not clipping in on both sides. And included in the goodies he bought down for me were a whole box of brand new Tilly glasses. Sorry I'm not addressing the audience here, but I'm trying to get this burner to clip back in on both sides. think we need a slight bend down on one of them tabs, because I think one of them's a little bit high. That's it, I think. There we go. I don't think the wick had quite, got saturated in the paraffin. So I think it was sort of burning a bit lean, shall we say. But she seems to have picked up now. She seems to be fine. Sorry about that. So, what is the purpose of these lamps, guys? Please tell me. There's a procedure to shutting this door. You have to sort of make sure it's, there you go, folded over. There is a latch on the side where we can pull the safety down, and that actually latches shut. So, what are these lamps for? It took Mrs. Mancave about 5 or 6 hours on the Googleator machine trying to fathom what they were. So yes, we assumed they was railway, probably not marine, because they would have been sort of, I don't know, they would have been a bit more water resistant if they'd have been anything marine. But we did wonder what they were for. And yes, we have found out. But I want you guys to see if you can work out what they are. So I hope you find this very interesting. Anyhow, I am more than happy with how this one's looking. I think we might have to do the outro to this with the lights off. You guys you want to see this thing lit up the other day with the lights off. So there we go. You're seeing that's a lot brighter now. Yep, that has come a lot brighter. I think the paraffin has finally got up there. Anyhow, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little, well, it weren't even a repair video, it was putting a new wick in. But it seems like the wick I bought was right. And yes, I'm more than happy with that. Anyhow, you've seen both of these little lamps doing their lamp thing. And yes, you want to see this one in the dark again, don't you? You want to see this one lit up in the dark. Come on. Cool. These doors are quite tricky on these. If you don't get them lined up exactly right, they don't like undoing. There you go. There we are. Right, we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye for now.